Hey guys, you know what time it is. Severance season 2, episode 9. I think this is the pre-season finale. So I really expected, I had like a lot of high hopes for this episode. Low key, like I'm not gonna lie, like it was a lot of build up and like no payoff whatsoever, which is kind of like how the other one was, but like last season's was, but this one moved way slower, so I kind of felt like I was a little bit underwhelmed, just like a little bit. But honestly, like if the payoff in episode 10 is really good, I won't really care. Like it'll be fine. There's a lot that happened in this episode that I feel like I didn't really get, but we can like talk about that. I guess we can go through that. I didn't have a lot to say. I was really confused as to who was swimming and where this was, but it turns out like Helena Egan swims and then eats like an egg for breakfast every day, which is like, okay, good for her. Like, is that why she's so mad at us? Like, Loki sounds like a terrible way to live, but like, that's okay, I guess. We really need to talk about this scene because me and my friend, we were watching this together. We both screamed, oh my god, that's Gemma at the same time because she literally has like the Miss Casey Bob silhouette, but then she turns and it's actually Helena. And I feel like that was really purposeful. Like, I feel like that was a really interesting shot. Like, this episode, we also really get to see how like lonely Helena is, I guess, like in terms of her family and stuff, because her dad is like really fucking odd. And I feel like maybe that's why she's the way she is. Like, it almost makes me feel kind of bad for her, but also, like, I don't know. I'm still deciding. Like, I don't freak with her, but this is a pretty sad way to live your life. I didn't understand. Can someone explain to me, like, why are they talking about Irving during breakfast? I don't get it. And, like, why does her dad literally respond with, I wish you'd take them raw? Like, what is wrong with him? Who is he? Like, there might actually be, like, a real meaning behind that and not just, like, oh, he's just, like, a freak. Like, why does he like raw eggs? Is there like a history of eating raw eggs? Like, is it the theory where like every Kier owner is like uploaded as a chip into his brain, and that's why like is it like was it a thing to eat raw eggs like in the past or something? Like, can someone tell me that in the comments? I don't know. I didn't get it. I screamed. Like I was uncomfortable. This ominous shot of the water tower combined with the swimming scene and the scene last episode about drowning, as well as like just the water symbol being like Lumen's symbol. Like, what does that mean for Cold Harbor? I guess. My friend, shout out Larry, she said she thinks that Cold Harbor is gonna be like another one of the rooms that they put Gemma in where she has to like drown. I don't know, maybe I wonder what the connection between like Lumen water and like everything is, because what do you mean you pan out from their house, which has a giant swimming pool in it, to the Lumen water tank? Are they putting like ether into the water supply and that's why like they got like the Kier cultists over there in Miss Cobell's town? Like, I don't know. I feel like this episode we also get to see a lot of Miss Huang like as a real person. And it's really interesting that she has the same like fellowship that Miss Cobell did when she was a kid, like the Wintertide Fellowship, and they both get like the same trophy still, even though it's been like 1,000,000 years. Sorry, Miss Cobell, you're old. But I don't understand. Like, she seems really scared here, which is really different from her in all the other episodes, where she's a very stoic, like even more stoic than Mr. Milchick at times, about her job and stuff. I don't really like this one. Like, this one really showed to me that Miss Huang was like a regular human who probably went to the same school that like Miss Cobell did. Like, I wonder if she's also like some kind of super genius, like somehow, because I guess she has to be if she was getting this like prestigious Winter Fellow scholarship. And I don't know. And like again with the water, like her diving toy, like what are they trying to say? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't really. Y'all, this shot of Burt sitting in Irving's house scared the shit out of me, because I was like, Burt is definitely evil. Like, why would you break into Irving's house? And this scary ass lighting. Like, do you guys see that? Like, they've been doing that to oh, Chris Walken, like all season. Like this, I feel like we see the half lit Burt scary face shot all the time. Do you see his drip? Also, he's wearing that super villain outfit. Yeah, this, I didn't think this was gonna be good, but more about like Irv's notes. Like, it looks like he has like really detailed profiles on a bunch of like the Lumen employees and stuff. And that's really scary, like if Drummond knows about it. And also, like, how does Burt know about this still? Like, is he still in the loop somewhere in the company? I feel like that's kind of what the scene is implying, which is interesting to me, because he knows he's gonna get like, then he really must know the consequences of like rebelling, and he still chooses to do it anyways. Like, low-key, like, maybe love does transcend severance. We can talk more about that later though.
I know you're not with them.
And the way that Irv is really trusting, even though Burt just broke into his house, really scared me, because I was like, okay, Irv, like, no, this is really like, he broke into your house, man. Like, I know you have like some innate connection to him, but like, Helly being like a detective about where Mark is so awesome.
Kind of like you and Cobell.
And like, I love her like investigating spirit, and I just can't believe that we have missed that for like the entire first half of the season. And like, people who are like, oh no, I still think it's like Helena. Like, I feel like once you, again, like I know I said this like every episode that she's in, but like I feel like she really like encapsulates like the viewer so well, and it's so cathartic to be able to see her like ask big questions on screen. The scene where this scene was like really kind of heartbreaking for me, because I feel like we've seen Dylan progress through his like, well, not yet. We've really seen Dylan change so drastically after he's like found something to really care about, like to really care for us, not the perks and stuff. The way that he proposes to her with like, that's really beautiful. Like, this is a really heartbreaking scene, because I feel like, oh, like Dylan, but also it's like Dylan like really has given up everything like in his life, like all of his like his loyalty to his friends, everything, to be with Gretchen, and she turns him. I'm surprised that she turned him down, honestly, because I kind of didn't expect that. Especially because I feel like Audi Dylan isn't going to be that appreciative, but like, whatever, I guess. But we're definitely seeing Dylan go through kind of a depressive spiral when he used to just be like the happiest one of this group, and it's like, it's so like sad. Like, I feel like the way that Helly is trying to be nice, and he's being so mean to her, and I know he knows it, and it's like, it hurts to see. Like, this is like, guys, what's happening to my family? Like, this is my family. Like, why are they fighting? Like, what's up? Maybe it's like the lines between Indy and Audi are really getting blurred, and we're seeing Dylan fall down kind of like the same grief spiral that Mark S did, maybe on the outside, where he starts lashing out at like his loved ones and stuff. And I think that's really interesting, because like, if Severance is about love, then it's maybe like equally, or it's also, yeah, equally about grief. And I think like seeing that progression through Dylan is definitely really interesting. And I'm like, even though like I kind of hate the new Dylan, like for his character arc, I feel like it's valuable.
I just got brain surgery in my basement. Have you been?
Okay, Sassy Mark. I'm really living for Sassy Mark. It's like he's kind of like been really remotivated by the fact that Gemma's alive, and he seems like to like liven up a little bit, and I think that's beautiful. Like Mark, are we so back? Are we so? When she tells him in the scene that like if Cold Harbor is completed, then she's already dead. I was super confused by this like delivery. Like the long pauses. First of all, they had me like on the edge of my fucking seat, but also like what do you mean? Because I feel like we're learning more about Cold Harbor. We still don't know what it is because they've been saying that Gemma gets to leave Lumen like after Cold Harbor. Like so, like are they gonna kill her? Is that what the leaving is gonna be? I don't understand. I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't kill Gemma just because they've been experimenting on her brain so much that it's like at this point it's like valuable towards science or whatever, right? I don't know. I think it's possible that like we know that she has like a million severed versions of herself for different tasks, right? Like, I think it's possible that Cold Harbor is gonna sever her brain to the point where she like maybe like loses her original identity or something. I don't know. It seems like Lumen knows exactly what's gonna happen, and maybe that's why she says that she's already dead. Like maybe I don't know. I couldn't tell like if you finish Cold Harbor she's already dead, or if you finish Cold Harbor and then she trails off and then she just like says it doesn't matter, like she's already dead anyways, and like maybe like her memory has already started to kind of go a little bit, like because they severed her so many times, where she just doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's like kind of like messing with her memories, like just because her brain can't handle the severance chip that many times. I don't know. This is really I don't know. We're definitely gonna find out what Cold Harbor is this season, and the fact that I have like literally still no idea like drives me literally insane. Oh, also like Cold Harbor and like water, like come on, like this it has to drowning, like it has to all be connected somehow. And the way like Mark, oh my god, like he loves her down so bad. I feel like I need them to be reunited or I'm killing myself. Like I hope I really hope that the season finale, like cliffhanger this season is gonna be like they're right about to find Gemma or something. Or like they're like Mark and Gemma are right about to like turn around and see each other like again for the first time, and then it cuts to black and then we have to wait on season 3. Like I would be happy with that. I would take it. That's all I'm asking for. I'm asking for very little. Okay, Burt having his lore revealed as just being the glorified Uber driver for Lumen it's definitely something. Like what? The fact that like it was like he did so many bad things, like he wanted to be innocent, like I'm yes, like clocked it, like I knew it, I could sense it, you guys. But I think that's definitely an interesting development. Do I get to mark off Burt is evil on my bingo board or not? Okay, let's talk about that. I'm curious about that because he was, but I don't know if he still is. Miss Huang showing so much emotion in this scene. Like look at the tears in her eyes. Excuse me, like she's what Mr. Milchick wanted to be in episode 1 with all the reforms. Like I wonder like why she's suddenly starting to break. Like maybe it's she's getting sent off and like there's worse things waiting for her. I really don't know. That's like really mysterious to me. Devour feculence, like that was actually really iconic by Mr. Milchick, I can't lie. Like even though he's low-key been like eviling up this season, like in the past 2 episodes, like big words in this season especially, like okay, clock it, like even you might be evil, but like I respect this. Okay, we're gonna fight back against the bigger evil. And I don't really know what this says about my Milchick as in any theory, by the way. Like I feel like it could kind of go either way, but I guess maybe it's like the implication that Drummond either like was like some kind of like facility like for the break room or whatever, like the same role that Milchick had, like an enforcer. I don't know, like is it just company policy to do the repetition thing? Like that's really freaky. It still makes me think that maybe like Milchick was like raised in like the company in some sort of way, like he like developed in the company in some possible shape or form. It's like everyone's on their last straw with like corporate Lumen. Like Mark is done, like Mark is out, he's like I'm calling out I don't want to go to work today. And isn't that the entire point of the severance trip for work-life balance? Like okay, everyone decided to like eat today, like everyone decided to fucking bars, everyone's crashing out today, like okay, I freak with that. And it really puts us in an interesting spot next season, or sorry, next episode for the finale, because every character, like at every level of the hierarchy, even like Helena Egan at the very start, is just like fuck Lumen, we're done with fucking Lumen. And like okay, like are we gonna burn down the company next episode? Like is that like the dichotomy with like the water? Like think about that. Maybe, I hope so. Irving just repeats that I'm ready, like even though in the fucking green and like no as their indie selves, like Irving was the one who was like I'm not ready, and on the outside he finally like gets it, like he gets the chance and he takes it back. Like what do you mean? Like does love really transcend severance? Is that what we're like? Or is Irving reintegrated this whole time? I don't know. No, I'm kidding. But like I think like that's beautiful. Like you're telling me Irving is real even though Burt is like evil and stuff. Like it's also really ironic that Burt's last name is Burt Goodman, by the way. Like I feel like come on, like that has to be purposeful. But like in retrospect, I feel like I should have really seen that coming. But like I wonder what they're gonna do to Burt now. Like torture? Like what? Like I'm a little scared. I'm scared. And also like is Irving ever gonna come back to the show now? Because now I'm really concerned. Because I remember like if you guys see that one interview with John Turturro when he was like I'm kind of sick of being under the lights like of The Office, like and everyone was like okay so is he like retiring, like is he quitting the show, is that what this is implying? Everyone was like no, like he wouldn't do that, like John Turturro is too experienced of an actor to be like to flake out on a project like that. But like they literally just shipped Irving off to another fucking state to never return with his dog and also like none of his belongings. Like what? Like I feel like what? Honestly, if they write Irving off, I'm gonna be really disappointed. It's gonna be like I feel like it's gonna be like the start of like a decline for the show, perchance. Like I'm scared if they do that. Like I wanted to come back in the finale. It'd be genuinely insane if he did not come back in the finale, but I don't see how that would happen. I don't know. Like this is so like sinister, low-key. Like why do they got the evil Lumen school bus pulling up? Anyway, like the way that he was like your bed will be moved from your parents' house to the Lumen like camp or whatever. I low-key wasn't listening when he said that. I'm sorry, but like that's hello. Like I think this episode is just everyone leaving to go far away from the headquarters. Like what? I don't understand. Like, what are we gonna do next episode? That's what I really had, like, a lot of questions for next episode. And so I really need the finale to talk about the testing floor elevator scene because what did they mean? Who was coming down there? Because, like, I feel like we're led to believe it's Helly from like all of her scenes where she's like running down the hallways, but then it cuts to this, and it's obvious that she hasn't actually gone on the testing floor. She's just been like hiding in the office trying to memorize the directions the entire time. So who the fuck was in the testing floor? I want to see like the footage like from that moment. I'm pretty sure like this shot is telling us that it was James Egan down there, and that is so sinister. It's gonna be so fucking bad. Like, Helena, do you not hear him? Like, he's creeping behind you. He's so scary. Why is he getting so much screen time this season? I don't get it. And like, he calls her Helly. What the F? Like, and then he says that she's a disappointment. Like, what? I'm surprised that that's the only thing he said, because she literally tried to choke Helena out. Like, what a little tame reaction, but whatever. I cannot believe that Mark actually just decided to get in like Cobell's truck. Like, something, I want to know what happened in the entire day that they spent in the woods in the cold together. I don't know. Like, I want to know what she told him, because I don't know. I feel like between the scene where he's like, I'm not going with you, to the scene where he calls Mr. Milchick and follows her instructions, like maybe it was just Devin like speaking. But I really I hope that we find out what she knows, or at least part of it. Like, we have to. I think we really will, because of the cliffhanger this episode ends on. And the fact that she says she's one of James about Devin, like, what does that imply? Okay, we need to talk. Like, what does that imply about literally like all of the stuff about pregnant women being like people getting pregnant at their jobs, and then also him visiting the Gemma's floor before Cold Harbor is completed? Like, what does that imply about this? Like, I hate that. And like, we do see like that baby fucking Kier Egan at the intro and stuff, and this season has so been about pregnancy, and it's like there's no fucking way that ends well, and I feel like really uncomfortable, and I'm scared to see what like the fuck horrors that they're subjecting everyone through. Like, if he laid a fucking hand on Gemma, I'm killing him. Like, he gotta die. I'm bombing the office. I don't care. First of all, the birthing cabin thing actually worked. Like, I thought Rigabi was like, that's such a stupid plan, Devin. Like, it's never gonna work. Like, and I thought it was just kind of like, oh, like, it's not like that. Like, when you get in the birthing cabin, like, you just get to talk to your Annie. Because, like, Devin, how would Devin know that, first of all? And the fact that she's just, like, correct, like, 100% is kind of crazy to me. Like, why was Rigabi so against it? Like, what does she know? Like, maybe she doesn't have the clearance to get in, like Cobell does, and that's why she said it's, like, no-go, because we can't get in. But, like, I don't know. Like, I cannot believe the birthing cabin idea actually fucking worked. And the fact that we just see any Mark again. Also, like, why did Mark even get reintegrated in episode 3 if he doesn't have any of his memories back? And like, what does that say about how far along PD was in his reintegration process by the time that we even meet him? Like, I feel like when you like now, like, looking at the time frame that his reintegration has taken, it's like, wow, like PD really knew like everything, and he just died before you get to tell us. Like, that PMO really bad. But like, I don't know. I guess seeing any Mark and also like having him interact with Cobell, like, this is terrifying. And she's like, second cliffhanger ending when she's alive. Like, what do you mean again? And this fucking like, this is an insane, like, that is so scary. And like, why did she seem so like interested in that fact? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like she like, that was like, what? Like, talk about like, what does Miss Cobell want? Like, what is her end goal with this? Because I really thought like she would turn them over to Lumen like she did when she found out about Helena and stuff. But now that we know that she was like the founder of Severance and stuff, it's like, oh, I know I didn't make an episode 8 video, but I think I finally maybe understand like what the purpose of MDR is. And like maybe not all the departments, just MDR and O&D, but like, because we always see like Miss Cobell managing like, and Mr. Milchick managing MDR, they're just the 4 members, even though there's like so many other separate departments. And I think it's because like Miss Cobell was overseeing them to see how the severance procedure was like working and stuff, especially because MDR had like a job that was like more connected to the severance, especially like with the scary numbers, which I assume like is connected to the chip in some way, because how else do they know that? Like, maybe they were sending out signals to the brains or something, like maybe in the secret like other underground MDR, they were like sending out brain signals to the chips or whatever to be like, this is a scary number. Like, I think that would be a really interesting way to explain that. And then they were trying to test like the efficacy of that, which is why Miss Cobell was always monitoring them and stuff. And obviously, like, they were working on the Cold Harbor project, which also has to do with the severance procedure. But overall, like, MDR's purpose is very closely connected to, like, severance, the procedure, and, like, how it works. And, like, I guess maybe what purposes Lumen could, like, use it for in the future. Whereas, like, departments like O&D, like, just create materials for the company. And, like, as such, they don't need that much supervision, because I guess their job is, like, ultimately, like, less important. Especially to Cobell, like, when she was managing the floor. Yeah, to be, like, studied and stuff. So I think that's interesting. And, like, everyone's like, episode 8 was so slow and boring, which is also kind of why I didn't make a video on it, because I didn't have much to say about episode 8, because I guess it was a little bit slow. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, I don't know. It wasn't exactly just that, though, but I think that is something that I kind of pieced together, like, after the episode, with the assistance of some Reddit theories, I'm not gonna lie, but, like, that's, I feel like it answers, like, a lot of my questions about MDR specifically and stuff. For a second, Dylan is getting, like, waiting for his Annie to find out about the fact that he wants to, like, retire or whatever, yeah. And then also, like, Helly is about to go underground, but she just met up with her dad, who's gonna maybe find the paper. Like, she's kind of in, like, imminent danger as we end this episode. And why is she also at the office that late? She's the last one to leave today, which is interesting to me. Irv is getting shipped off to an unknown place. Mark is getting sneaked into, Mark and Miss Cobell are about to have, like, their big conversation that they haven't had in so long. And all season, actually. And, yeah, like, that's where MDR is gonna leave us this episode. That is crazy. I feel like episode 10 could be really exciting. Like, it has definitely the potential to be super exciting, and I'm excited for that, obviously, but I don't know. I didn't really enjoy this episode, but now that I like thought through it, I actually really liked it. I still don't know what the fucking water means, though. What the fuck does the water represent metaphorically? And also the eggs while we're at it. Like, someone, please. I hope it's the ether in the water source, ether in the water tank thing. I think that'd be really funny.